What is going on, everybody? It's episode 521 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. We are back once again here on a Monday, and I'm here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. Happy Monday. We're back from the weekend. I didn't get up to much because we had a snow day. Did you, Brett?
I went to the store.
Cool.
That's what I
riveting.
did. It was riveting. It's
Have any stories?
No fascinating stories.
All right.
The store was as busy as it normally is on such a day, but for the most part, growing up in Minnesota, snow is a pretty normal thing to drive through.
Every time that snow is forecasted, for at least a week beforehand, everyone is acting like the apocalypse is about to happen.
I know.
Like, it's going to be one day at most that you can't leave the house.
Yes.
Has that never happened to anyone?
It was.
They're all like stocking up on bottled water and.
Really?
I mean, yeah, like overrun from what I heard. The chit chat in town.
Camelot's in the chat says, "I laid in bed sicker than a dog." Well, he bravely powered through. We streamed. I was on his channel on Saturday night, and he wasn't feeling well. He's feeling under the weather. But it was probably better that you stayed inside then rather than go out in the weather. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you just sat around the house, didn't do anything?
Yeah, on Saturday.
I mean, they made it seem like it was going to be like 8 gazillion feet of snow, and it was like a
then I believed you.
It wasn't a lot, but it was icy for a bit. That was the problem, is that the snow and sleet gave way to ice. Mm-hmm. So that's not always the best thing in the world. So it was fine. It was fine. It was like, I'm from Minnesota. If I would have complained in that, they would have revoked my Minnesota card.
You just love how it turns black on the side of the road for the next 3 weeks.
Correct.
Great stuff.
Also, and according to the people who said that there's no skate park here, there's still snow on the ramps outside.
Did you do any skating?
I did not. I skated indoors on Sunday, like right before bed, but that's just because I hadn't been able to skate in like a week just with work and everything, so I get restless. Right. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, guys, but before we get started, would you please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. We have passed 94,000 subscribers. We are working our way to 100,000 subscribers, the completely arbitrary number that we are extremely excited to reach. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with your friends. We want to see more people come in here, hang out, and then share those videos with their friends so that their friends will come in here. It's a whole process. Also, guys, remember, all super chats $20 and over. We will interrupt the discussion. We will read that topic right then and there, whatever your question is, and then we will get right back on topic as best we can. We usually do pretty good about that. Right?
Yeah, especially when there's no guest who's distracting everyone.
Exactly, that's exactly
right.
We're
better off without them anyway.
We don't like you guys it's like when people just stop, don't want to hang out with us anymore. We're like, you know what? We didn't want to hang out with you guys anyway. Meh. All right, guys, what are we going to talk about today? There's a bunch of stuff to get into. First and foremost, it's this. Okay, Mary sent me this, and it really is the dystopian end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. There's an AI model named Emily Pellegrini, who's like kind of real, but kind of not.
Yeah, she's like the robot heir to the San Pellegrino fortune or something.
Please tell me the last part's fake.
It's fake.
Okay, all right.
That was not real.
It's an AI model who's also, but has like a physical double.
Yes. We'll explain the details later, but she's getting a bunch of celebrities following her. There are men sending her tens of thousands of dollars.
You're sending that to a dude!
Yes. Or a corporation.
Yes.
So
we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Jodie Foster. You know her as Clarice, but Gen Z knows her as meanie old adult person who told Gen Z that
hag.
She's a mean old hag, and she doesn't like Gen Z. She doesn't think they have the work ethic, I think, is what I read in that email that they were talking about. So we'll get into that. It's kind of funny to look at the boomer speak, getting mad at the young generation, and everybody hates each other these days. So we'll talk about it. Also, it's fair to point out, and Mary sent me a bunch of examples here, that the Gypsy Rose Blanchard press tour is getting a bit weird, right?
It was weird to begin with, but it's only getting weirder, and the way that these interviewers are treating her, I feel it's wrong. Yeah. And she's being too polite to say anything.
Yeah.
We'll get into it later. Yeah.
Also, if you guys didn't see, it was a fairly neutral tweet where it was an Instagram post from model / DJ/person Summer Rae or Summer Rae. It looks like Summer to me, but Summer Rae. But there was a pro wrestler named Summer Rae, which is why I have a problem with the whole SOMMER. Letters have meaning. Like letters make sounds, right? People already make fun of me for the way I say figure rather than figure. Then they just get away with making an O a U.
Unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. Anyway, she's saying that she's decided to become celibate. She really, really loves celibacy, and people had a real big problem with that. So we're going to get into it. We got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. So, Mary, if you're ready, we will just go ahead and get started. Do you think you're ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and do it then. Oh, I'm going to shout out merch first, though, guys. Check it out. I still think you guys can pick up a Let's Go t-shirt, a hoodie. Like I just said, it snowed over the weekend. Why wouldn't you?
By the way, I'm going to say snoo from now on when I'm talking about snow in past tense.
It's like when people say slud rather than slid.
I didn't hear it.
Slid, slad, slud. Yeah.
But look, throw, through.
Yes.
Snow. Snoo.
It's snoo. So it snowed over the weekend, and you can get yourself a hoodie. Get the EKG hoodie, or my personal favorite, the pullover hoodie, so that you don't have to live with the secondhand embarrassment of wearing a zip hoodie.
The audience has already spoken on this issue.
I know.
And they do not side with you.
I know. Well, they're wrong. I mean, that's fine. They're wrong. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started then. Go ahead and check it out there. It's up on Teespring. The link, I pinned the comment above here, so go ahead and get yourself some merch. Get yourself a mug and then buy some Casper coffee. Do that.
All right.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started first. Mary was right.
I mean, this wasn't my theory, but...
You were right.
I knew all along that Halle Bailey was pregnant.
When they were dressing her in bed sheets, you knew that she was pregnant.
Yeah. People have been looking at the paparazzi photos, trying to see that baby bump, but she just gave birth last week and shared a photo of the baby.
That's adorable.
The baby's name is Halo.
Do you think
interesting choice?
Do you think that that's a Beyonce reference?
What, to the song?
It's just the song Halo.
I don't know. Maybe it's the similarity with her name. It's like Halle, Halo.
Okay.
You know.
Well,
a lot of people really don't like her boyfriend. He's a rapper called DDG.
And they don't like him?
Do you know anything about this guy?
He's not one I've ever listened to.
I think she's more famous than him. But she's been diligently hiding her baby bump for 9 months straight.
Yeah.
And
I mean, not in that photo, really, but...
Not in that one, but she was photoshopping her waist to be eeny, teeny, bitty, witty.
Yeah.
And no one was buying it. So, congrats to Halle Bailey, I guess.
We got a $20 super chat here from Cora Nelson. Says, in case you were unaware, PCC also stands for Pistol Caliber Carbine, or Carbon, yeah. Which has led to some confusing moments when I don't pay enough attention to what YouTube videos I click on. Did you know this? But now you do. No, but now you do.
We learn things every day.
Every single day. Mm-hmm. You know? That's a good thing. I don't know if there's anything else that PCC stands for. Other than CCP
backwards.
Other than
CCP backwards?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Probably some things, right?
Yeah. Let us know.
So, good for her.
Celebrities always choose such cringe names for their babies.
Oh yeah, there should never be a baby named Tallulah. I'm sorry, it's not a thing. Stop naming your kids Tallulah.
Who named their baby Tallulah?
I don't relate. More than one. There is more than one celebrity that's named their kid Tallulah. It's not a name. Stop doing that.
I'm just thinking about the obvious ones like Apple Martin, Blue Ivy. Obviously, all the Kardashian kids have weird names. Yeah. It's just like you would stand out more if you gave your kid a normal name.
Jacob Edler, he says, is it carbine or carbon? I never know what that is. I've always said carbine, but I don't know which one of those it is. That's why I fumbled with the wording there. I've never been sure. But it looks like carbine because there's an E at the end. But yeah, so good for her, though. The
Little Mermaid has a... mermaid.
A little baby mermaid. That's okay. That's good. All right. Jim Gaffigan. You guys know who Jim Gaffigan is, right? He's a comedian. Well, he got his own little mini Ricky Gervais moment at the Golden Globes.
Oh, he thought he ate that one.
I know.
Yeah.
That was the most Gen Z thing I've ever heard you say. That and then somebody else in the Jodie Foster one saying like sounds limiting is like the most Gen Z speak ever. But Jim Gaffigan cracked a joke on behalf of Hollywood. Let's listen to this clip here. Oh, we got to refresh here because this is...
Okay.
Also, did you see that Elon Musk, before I get started this, Elon Musk, I think it was Elon Musk, had a tweet that said like, TMZ has vastly higher standards than the Washington Post or
That's
like the
true.
New York Times. He's right.
That's why we rely on them so much.
Yeah. Like that. Like other than I do think that they suffer from a bit of Trump derangement syndrome, but for the most part, they're pretty good at playing neutral on a lot of topics. So, all right, let's listen to this.
You know, this is so exciting for me. The Golden Globes. I mean, I can't even believe I'm in the entertainment industry. I can't. You know, it's so unlikely. I'm from a small town in Indiana. I'm not a pedophile. You know, I don't know if that's a new category here, but I'm here to present an all-new category. All right?
So it was for stand-up comedy.
Yeah. He said all of these hot people throw a party and they finally invited the talent.
Look, there was a bit from Andrew Schultz where he was talking about what it means to get your the give and take, the back and forth between a comedian and his audience, right? The risk involved. And he was kind of equating it to actors where he's like, you know, as a comedian, you know, we write the material. I want some attention. You want to laugh. I write the material. I perform it. He goes, okay, then you're an actor. Sure, you're not good enough to write the material, but you know, there's an exchange there, which was like a real Nux backhand on actors to pretend like their job is nothing or something like that. I've seen Andrew Schultz act. I wouldn't exactly say that he's a super talented actor, but like he's not wrong about the idea that actually writing your material is a vastly different and in-depth process.
Well,
made me laugh.
Jim Gaffigan is obviously making a joke to reference the Epstein court documents that are coming out, naming celebrities. Nobody specific in the room, but when they pan around to all of the celebrities that attended the Golden Globes, they do look uncomfortable.
As they always do.
Is fun to see them squirm in their seats. I watched the entire Golden Globes monologue by its hosts. What is his name?
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy?
Yeah.
I had never heard of this guy. Had you?
He's not a comedian I'd ever heard before. I saw Adam Carolla talk. Adam Carolla seems to think very highly of him.
Okay.
So that's...
It was really bad. It was painfully bad to watch. If you're looking for some cringe, go watch the monologue because they pan around to the room so much and everyone is just like...
So what's worse, this or the Ariana DeBose rap?
The Ariana DeBose rap, for sure. But every time that the audience went silent, he would go like, Meryl Streep is here! Or... like, if the joke didn't land, he would be like, I didn't write all the jokes. Yeah. And then when they laughed at one, he was like, that was mine. And then when all else fails, blame white people. So he just shouted out the Killers of the Flower Moon cast and was like, white people stole everything, am I right, guys? I'm Asian. Because he has the race card because he's half Asian.
In the chat, somebody says he dated Chelsea Handler. That's too bad.
Really?
That's too bad.
Yikes.
Yeah, so like you could tell, like I only watched a little bit of his monologue and it was just, I felt bad for, like it felt like he was out on an island there and he couldn't reel it in.
Well, he said,
but isn't it weird?
I got the gig 2 weeks ago, guys. What am I supposed to do?
Also, isn't it weird how like normally when something like this isn't funny, Hollywood closes ranks and it's like, yes, it was. You're just a bad person for not liking it because he's Asian. They're not doing that for this guy. They're absolutely like throwing this dude out to the wolves, saying like, why does everybody hate Joe Coy's performance at the Golden Globes? All the articles are criticizing him. They're not defending him like they normally would.
Yeah, I saw that he made a joke about Ryan Gosling and they panned to Ryan Gosling and he was just like stone cold. Just wouldn't even justify it with a smile.
It's too bad, man.
He got no slack.
It's like
the venue was also criticized because every time that somebody got called up, they had to shuffle around all of these chairs and dinner tables and didn't know where they were going. And
I'm sure at least one dress got ripped from like putting their chair back down on the dress.
Yeah.
Right?
We already know no one cares about these award shows. Also, why was Taylor Swift there?
I have
genuine question.
That's a very
I don't know why Taylor Swift was in attendance, but she got really offended by one of Joe Coy's jokes.
Okay, this was new to me. So I didn't know this. So she is apparently known for not having a sense of humor about herself.
I can't believe you didn't know that, because it's basically her personality. Anytime anyone makes a dig at her, she takes it super personally and she blames it on misogyny, because for Taylor Swift, feminism is about defending Taylor Swift's rights, not about women. So this was his joke. He said the big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, at the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
It's the most, like imagine if Taylor Swift had a YouTube channel that she live streamed on, and she would have to put up with like what people say about her then. Look, the chat loves to roast me, right? You have to have a sense of humor about yourself.
Especially if you're that important, you know? And no one else felt comfortable laughing at the joke, because they know that Taylor Swift is going to ruin them if they laugh.
We came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here.
No, she's not a fan. She didn't like
Swift
it.
filmed stone-faced and taking a sip of her champagne, a very shady sip.
It's not her fault that the media, like somebody says, it's not her fault that the media puts so much attention on her, but you gotta have a sense of humor. You don't, one of the things I find annoying, right, is like everyone wants the good things that come from the attention. Nobody wants the bad things. And this isn't even a bad thing. It was the lightest. Does she have siblings?
She has a brother.
Is he older or younger?
Older.
Did he never got made fun of by an older brother? That's horrible brothering.
She's a narcissist.
Yes.
So she really can't handle anyone making a dig at her like that. And every time that the media pays attention to her personal life, her fans freak out, because they're like, this is disrespectful. Pay attention to her artwork, not her personal life. And it's misogynistic, because you only care about female artists' personal lives and their love lives.
That's not true.
But also her music is about her love life, and that inherently will draw more attention to her love life. It's not that complicated.
And and that's annoying too, because again, you want to have your cake and eat it too, and that's not how the world works. Like if you don't, then write a bunch of really, really obscure art house music, where then they have to sit there and do the stupid thing where they try to break down what it's supposed to mean. Unfortunately, that's not as up for consumption. I was just looking at this trend list the other day. It was like okay, so I was looking at this YouTuber. Somebody in the chat might know. This dude released this really long thread about why Star Wars has failed and why Marvel has failed. He did it on 2 separate threads. And then I got into this other thread about the trends that they think are going to be staying around in Hollywood, or I'm sorry, on YouTube. And one of those main trends was just like celebrity gossip. People can't seem to get enough of it. Look, you don't get a choice. If you want the attention from the attention economy, you have to put up with the bad stuff too.
When we made that video about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, one of the comments was like, why do you try to dig into their personal lives? It's private. How dare you? Get a real job.
I love it.
I don't know. This is my job. What can I say?
They hate that. They hate that this is the real job.
Yeah.
Right? They hate that. Sorry. But also, guys, if you do want to study more about Taylor Swift, you can go ahead and do that, because they're filling out the classes for her her college courses that are being done for her. Harvard University is looking for additional teaching assistants for its Taylor Swift course because it's in high demand.
Imagine that. You are paying 6 figures a year to go to Harvard University, or your parents are paying 6 figures a year for you to go to Harvard, and this is the garbage that they are paying for.
It's just like, I feel like what it should be is, first of all, you know my position on this. I think generals should be abolished. I don't think there should be general credits at all. I think you should go straight into the training for the job you want to have.
Yeah.
We have the internet now. You can enrich your own life on your own time.
Also, that is what you're supposed to learn when you are in primary, middle, and high school, not in college. And that's how it's done in other countries too. You pick your major before you even start.
Yes.
That's what all of your coursework is about.
Like if you're going to take a Taylor Swift course, what you should have to do, you should have to justify how this course is going to benefit my chosen profession.
Unless it's Taylor Swift journalist.
That guy has that. Then there's exactly one person on planet Earth, and it's that dude who has the job as the Taylor Swift journalist. There's a $20 super chat here from That's Danzatastic. Says, Mr. Brett, good to see you on Camel Thoughts. Hold on. What was the bet we were going to get married to? What was the bet we were going to get married to watch? Also, Mary, the makeup is so on point. Also, celebrity gossip, so good. Taco flavored kisses. Ben Affleck would not like you to hear you saying that. Okay, so the bet was how many crisis parties to get you to watch the movie Freddy Got Fingered?
I thought that there was something else. Are you talking about when you were on Camelot stream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like they were like, I think they wanted to get you to watch the movie Freddy Got Fingered, which is a fairly
I've
raunchy.
Never even heard of that.
It was I think it came out before you were born. So
what is it?
It's been like 15 years since I've watched this movie, but
we'll have to look at the parents guide.
Yeah, like would Mary we still need to get you that software, the software to get you so that you don't have to.
It would be a tax write-off.
Yep.
But what is it? What is it about?
I'm gonna get you the description here. It's Tom Green movie. It says an unemployed cartoonist moves back in with his parents and younger brother Freddie. When his parents demand he leave, he begins to spread rumors that his father is sexually abusing Freddie. Did you see the thing about Cat Williams saying that rape jokes are never funny?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So guys, if you haven't watched this Cat Williams episode from Club Shay Shay, you should go and watch it. Not even because here's the thing. I actually found several points that he made in this whole 3-hour-long interview up for contention, especially his stuff with Taraji P. Henson and the idea of pay pay for actors. He relates it to education and stuff like this. It's the way he delivers his lines. It's the way he delivers his points. He's this really, really uniquely charismatic and eloquent. I really do believe that if you watch it, you'll be kind of surprised how into it you are just by virtue. And you have to watch it too. You can't just listen to it. You have to watch it and watch him and his body language and all of this stuff.
Well, he speaks with authority in his voice,
and he even in a lot of ways he takes Shannon Sharp to task for not pushing back on some of the claims that people have made in other appearances, because he'll call out something that somebody said where he's like, why didn't you push back on this? And he's like, dude, I didn't know the dude was lying, because he's saying Cedric's lying about this. He's like, why didn't you tell him he was lying? He's like, I didn't know he was lying, the guy just told me. But it's really, really good, and it's really, really interesting. It goes far more in depth than just him talking about Ludacris being in the Illuminati. Right.
I just don't know why we should care about any of Cat Williams.
He was a very big entertainer when I was younger. But yeah, it's really good to go and watch. And he gets a lot into the backstabbing and a lot of the clique nature of Hollywood. He talks about how he goes he basically says that Kevin Hart is an industry plant. He's like, Kevin Hart just showed up one day and had a television show and a movie. He goes, there's no stories of people on the East Coast from 15 years ago going to a Kevin Hart special.
Starting beef with everyone.
Well, he's saying he says, I only speak on things if they spoke on them about me first, right? So he considers it setting the record straight. But he's kind of right. Look, I don't know a whole ton about Kevin Hart. I just know that one day he just kind of was there. And he was just kind of considered the funny man in the industry. And I don't think he's unfunny. I don't really like his movies or anything like that. But I don't think he's one of the more gifted comedians. So he's like, what do you think an industry plant is? He just shows up one day.
I don't know.
Go and check that out, guys. It's 3 hours long. You'll have to break it up there. I'm about an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm not about to watch 3 hours of Cat Williams.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then, shall we? So Jonathan Majors has decided to speak out, which surprised me.
He didn't decide to speak out. What happened is the Disney orchestrated his PR reputation recovery. So someone said Disney owns this news channel. They're talking about ABC. He was on Good Morning America. So they basically fired him because he was found guilty, but now they're giving him the platform so that they can gauge public opinion on him. And if he does well enough, he'll probably be rehired. Very Black Mirror. Do you agree? This is the plan that they're orchestrating from the top. I don't think he's going to get the role of Kang again, but will he get hired in a different
Yes.
Disney?
Oh, Disney. I
owned
don't know.
property?
I think that eventually he'll be acting again. I don't think he gets jail time. And what my guess would be, and again, I'm no authority on these matters, but he'll start out kind of like what Kevin Spacey's doing, and he'll do like the smaller independent movies and maybe work his way back up into the more mainstream stuff. And then one day, a year or two goes by, and some director who's enterprising will be like, look, I can get this dude for a steal right now, and perhaps attach his name recognition to this project. And if it all goes well, he elevates, assuming that he does a good job, he elevates the material, and that puts him back into the mainstream, right? Like in this case, we've been having this discussion a lot lately, like what is forgiveness in this industry, right? Like at a certain point, they're gonna be working again.
Well, Kevin Spacey's allegations were a lot more high profile than
way worse.
Jonathan Majors.
Way more
and worse.
Disconcerting.
So he'll have a faster recovery, I think, and I highly doubt that he will get actual jail time.
No, I don't think he's going to jail. Of course, I didn't think he was going to be found guilty either, so
we could be wrong.
Yeah.
But he did a good job turning on the waterworks in this interview. I did actually see real H2O on his tear ducts.
Think it was real? Think he wasn't his acting, or do you think
they weren't spraying him?
He's just not good enough
takes?
an actor to fake it.
Yeah, he was pouting, and he also said his one regret is that he got in that car and picked up Grace Jabari in the first place. He said he regrets not leaving that relationship sooner, which is a good lesson to learn. He said he was too cowardly to end the relationship when he knew it was toxic. But he is maintaining that he was wrongfully convicted.
That he didn't get hit, that he didn't hit her in the car. I did not hit her. I did not hit her. I did not.
It's like, I didn't do it.
Like,
and he essentially is saying, I don't know, a ghost must have given her those injuries.
I hate it when that happens. I hate it when
he played the race card.
Yeah.
He did. He made it racial. He said
they always do
about these street camera footage clips, or he's running away from Grace Jabari in the streets and she's running after him. That if the roles were reversed, if a black man were chasing a crying, screaming white woman down the street, then he would be shot by the cops. So that's a little bit sanctimonious. Yeah. I don't like the guy, and I don't like that he had to play the race card in this interview. He can just tell his side of the stories without trying to get sympathy for his own oppression points.
They don't know how to do that in this current year.
He was probably told to do that also. Yeah.
I just, I'm just surprised he didn't stay quiet till after sentencing, because theoretically he should get sentenced and he may not be remanded. Even if he was found, I guess he could be remanded to custody right away. So I don't know if he would end up in jail right after that point, but it just feels like speaking out this soon after is inadvisable from a legal standpoint, but I don't know.
But maybe from his manager's
he's like, I gotta
standpoint.
get the word. I was like, I gotta get the word out.
Yeah,
I gotta get the word out. Look, we'll never know. Are you still kind of shocked that we never saw footage from the supposed footage that existed from inside the actual vehicle?
Yeah, that is really weird.
Like, I mean, if I was him, I would probably be making this argument too, knowing that there's no way to prove otherwise.
But maybe he knows that there's something incriminating on the dash cam footage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he knew that, he wouldn't be saying it.
Yeah.
Assuming that he's worried that it would eventually come out and prove him to be an overt liar.
He's not going to file an appeal, I assume.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the sentencing is.
He didn't even hint that was going to happen.
Somebody in the chat is slandering. Eugene in the chat is slandering us right now. He's saying Brett and Mary are my favorite journos.
Hell no.
I don't take kindly to those types of slurs, my friend. Like, literally, you guys don't understand that when we're making thumbnails, I use journo as basically a slur.
Yeah.
Like, I don't say journalist, I say journo.
Like blue check used to be one.
Exactly. It's the same thing, right? So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think we're going to see any major roles until perhaps a year or two down the line, probably more.
Yeah, they did ask him
2
about,
years.
like, are you planning to go back into Hollywood? And he was like, it's God's plan.
And let's face it, they'd take him back in a heartbeat. Hollywood doesn't actually care about morality. They don't give a crap.
No, and the general audiences don't really care either what's going on in Jonathan Majors' personal life. I've said this over and over. Nobody knows or cares, if they do know, what Jonathan Majors is or isn't guilty of.
We went to see The Flash and The Hunger Games, and like I was fine with. I thought that Ezra Miller did a perfectly fine performance, even though I think the dude is a scumbag. And we went and saw the Hunger Games, and even though she's an unlikable person, liked the movie. So it's like, at the end of the day, did you give me a performance that's worth me spending my money on it?
Yeah,
that's more
like,
important to me.
If you went up to any of those people that bought tickets to see the Hunger Games prequel and asked them what they think of... Whoa, are you good?
Stink bug.
Oh my goodness.
Right
that was
there.
personal.
That was very rude.
Yeah. But if you asked any of them what they think of Rachel Zegler's online controversies about Snow White, they would probably not know what you're talking about. Am I wrong?
They would have no clue whatsoever.
Yeah.
You just witnessed a death, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's deserved. It's
That was
deserved.
just rude.
R.I.P. Maybe that was what was the name that Colonel Kurtz gave to the stink bug? It was like Brutus or
something like that. I don't know.
Maybe that was him.
That stink bug just attacked the crap out of me. That was very, very rude.
Yeah.
Not nice at all. I can't work under these conditions.
No, it's not right.
Okay. All right, guys, let's move on, shall we? All right. So do you want to explain this, Mary?
Selena Gomez was playing the game Scrabble with her friends, and she posted a picture of it on her Instagram story. There appears to be the word for a bundle of sticks in the Scrabble game, but she put a heart emoji over it, over the F word, and then deleted it promptly afterwards. But she didn't even hide the A after the F. I feel like she wanted us to see that.
She did a very, if hiding it was the point, she did a very, very bad job.
Yeah.
It could have been like, assume that she had the A covered up and the G covered up. The word across could have been ice. It absolutely could have.
And then why would she put the heart emoji over it?
Then she should have hidden, put another heart in another place in there, so it just looks like she was doing it as something like, ooh, I heart playing Scrabble. Girl, get freaking words with friends.
Get creative.
Get creative.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
I just
says
thought that was funny.
They're arguing about my height right now. Somebody said I was taller than Shaq, and I said yes, of course. I'm not 5'7". I'm not 6'8". No, I'm 5'5", ladies and gentlemen. Not.
You're not ashamed of it.
I just saw some video the other day. It says we're short kings, and it's like, of course we're gonna tell you we're 6 foot or we're gonna tell you we're 5'10" when we're 5'9" or something like that. I said if you're already average height, why would you?
5'9" is not what I would consider short.
5'9" is perfectly respectable, and I get, it's really funny too because I don't have a problem with my height, but I still get I don't know if it's because we talk about it on the show or if my phone's listening, but I get the ads for shoes that make you taller. I'm like, I would never debase myself by wearing something.
You get
that.
the Ron DeSantis heels.
I would never. Maybe that's
advertised
why.
to you.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's it heard us talking about that on IRL one night, and ever since then. But I would never do that to myself. First of all, because guys, men always make the jokes like, oh, take a woman on a date to a swimming pool, so yeah, they can't hide their what they look like with makeup. Well, how would you feel if you were a woman and you go out with a dude and you go home, you're about to get together, and then the dude just drops off of his shoes? That's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Don't do that. Have a little bit more confidence in yourself.
You've been getting those off the rack Lucchese's.
Yeah, basically.
Ads.
Basically. So now somebody's saying I'm 5'1". That'd be even more impressive if I was 5'1".
I know I should just get ad blocker, but I'm still getting assaulted with ads from Hinge, from Bumble, from Tinder, also crypto ads, Ozempic ads.
I've never gotten an Ozempic ad.
I even saw a billboard for it the other day.
I've ever gotten a dating app ad.
Yeah, they're all I see
Yeah.
because they really need the women to get on the dating apps.
Yeah, they really need you guys. Mm-hmm. They need you guys, or they will cease to have a reason to exist.
Exactly.
That's a problem. So yeah, you think she did this on purpose?
I don't know what she was thinking.
Technically, in the UK, this is not a bad word.
Selena Gomez is American, though. So
yeah, but we live in a globalist society right now. So why not use it to our advantage for once, rather than have it always ruining everything?
So you would go to the gas station to get some cigarettes, and you would say, "Hey, can I get some blanks.
It's not an idea I will ever have to entertain because I don't smoke. So luckily, it's not something I'll ever have to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that going for me. Yeah, so good for her for, trying to micromanage her personal profile and try to get her name out there in a way that's going to make people talk, because that's definitely what this is doing.
It's always negative.
Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, so if you know who Mark Ruffalo is, a lot of you do. Mark Ruffalo, of course, plays the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He actually is quite a talented actor, which is a problem because he is very annoying as a person. He is very, very political. He's very, very sanctimonious. And he got basically caught red-handed a couple days ago posting these AI-generated images of President Trump, supposedly on the Lolita Express.
Despite the fact that from what I've seen, the Epstein documents exonerate Trump of allegations that he ever went to Epstein Island, I saw this fake news going around that says Trump headed to Epstein Island, 2 different flights, 2 different groups of little girls. Not his daughters, not his nieces, not something Republicans even care about. He can rape, steal, try to overthrow the government. This is their American dream. Hashtag vote blue in 2024. And below it are these 2 photos that look like Trump on a private jet with a bunch of girls that look to be 12 to 17 years old. And they are AI generated, folks. But Mark Ruffalo didn't know that in his geriatric brain. He said, gross. MAGA wants to paint everyone on those flights as pedophiles, except the one guy who smiles in a group of young girls, all headed to Epstein's fantasy island with him. My bet is there are some decent Republicans left in America that may think this is going too far. Then when he got called out, he didn't really even apologize for spreading this fake news. He blamed Elon for the fake news existing in the first place. He said, sorry, folks, apparently these images are AI fakes. The fact Trump was on Epstein's plane and what Epstein was up to is not. Be careful. Elon's X and his allowing so much disinformation here is driving the value of his app down by 55%. Then he linked to Business Insider.
Which is funny, too, because if anything, the community notes have been, for a lot of people, a godsend in dissecting fake from real in a lot of cases. Though I do think people might get a little bit liberal with the community notes sometimes.
Well, the community note linked to a fact check from Lead Stories that says Trump Epstein photos with underage women, not authentic. They're AI generated.
And very clearly
You can
fake.
put them through this Hive moderation AI generated content detection tool that says they are 99.9% likely to be AI generated through Midjourney.
Yep.
That would have taken you 2 seconds to find that out. They don't even look, they really don't look real. Just
this one is the fakest of the 2, is the one on the right is very clearly fake.
Well, also the one on the left looks like Trump in more recent years, which wouldn't make any sense because this is supposed to be from the 90s and the 2000s. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they don't have real faces. I guess that people in Mark Ruffalo's generation just don't have the ability to sniff out like images that are AI generated at all.
We watched the Kevin Spacey thing the other day, and I eventually had to watch the whole clip on full resolution on YouTube before I was able to see some of the shadowing mistakes and the problems with it. So I also like this. I did spend at least some time on Saturday on Twitter, and the J6 discussions were absolutely insane. And it I think it makes people a little nutty. You know, politics makes people very, very stupid. I think it makes people very, very easy and quick to, like, everyone should have that part of their brain where when you're about to post something that you're really strong, you feel really, really strongly about, especially if you're reposting something, what you need to do is stop for a second. Look again. Like, this is happening.
Save it in the draft.
This is happening so much now with like staged videos. Like, we're seeing so many videos.
Yeah.
There was one I sent you over the weekend that actually got deleted where I was like, this has to be staged. And these are all over the place now, because what we've learned is that there's now 2 decades worth of content creators and engagement farmers who have all of this evidence about what really gets people angry. what really makes people go crazy. And one of those things is politics, and one of those things especially is Donald Trump. But for celebrities, it's like, look, they're the ones who are always talking about misinformation. They're the ones who are always talking about limiting speech. Like, you should hold yourself to the same standards that you want to hold everyone else. But they're not willing to, because there's something about this dude that really, really just bypasses
really
that part of
activates their almonds.
It does. It does. It bypasses their rational thinking brain and puts them, like, they're never saying, wait for more evidence when it comes to him.
Right. Yeah. Also, I saw another photo getting circulated that has Donald Trump seated next to Epstein on a couch with two women on either side of them. It's also AI generated, but even more obviously, because in this one, Epstein is sitting right next to Donald Trump and doesn't have legs.
Yeah.
His legs aren't in the photo.
Just think about this.
It would take you 2 seconds to analyze this a little further and realize that it's fake.
Yeah. Dude, like when I was thinking about this, somebody posted this graphic the other day. It's like 1 week into 2024, and this is all the stuff that's happened. Like aliens, Epstein, like all of these things have already happened. And you're like, this election's going to be bad. But the next one, all of the technology will be more sophisticated. All of the algorithms will be even more easily manipulated. We are screwed by the time 2028 comes around.
I don't even want to think about that right now.
Like with
but
these
the other day, I realized, I was like, oh, it's an election year.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, that's what people are saying. Like,
Interesting.
But not just that, guys. This one really, speaking of grinding someone's gears. So apparently there is a petition being done to remove Donald Trump's star from the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
This is from an activist named Andrew Ruddick. He said, what city in America should be honoring anyone who attempted a coup against the United States? It's as simple as that. And if you think it deserves honor, you should be able to defend every statement that this man has made. It got a whopping 4,200 signatures since the petition started.
The crazy thing about it is, I was looking at it, apparently nobody's had their star removed from the Walk of Fame. So Bill Cosby, still on there. Harvey Weinstein, still on there.
Interesting. I haven't seen any petitions.
Kevin Spacey,
about these other people.
Still on there. Like, all of these people are. I don't know if Woody. I went to look up Woody Allen. I'm assuming Woody Allen is a star on the Walk of Fame, but I don't know. But like, all of these celebrities still have their stars, and it just really makes you wonder, what is it? Like, look, they're still calling it a coup. And Mark Ruffalo is just one of those people. He's just a symptom of the overall problem, right? It's not just him. It's the Rob Reiners of the world that are just insufferable. Like, a lot of times I don't even like covering the more overt. Like, we could do a lot of videos on celebrities that just say crazy stuff about politics, but to me it's not really all that interesting, because it's just the same boilerplate talking points. Like, when we were talking about Martin Sheen, that was at least a little bit interesting, because they're like, was there an email? Did he actually want to support RFK? But no, he actually supports Biden. That's at least like a little bit interesting. This stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be glad when the Trump era is over, because it's grating.
Well,
and it's
might not be over until 2028,
and it's just never ending and stuff like that, right? So after he said all that, it just makes me like, the people had a lot of comments where they're pointing out that how easy it is to disprove these images. So somebody says, dude, you're sharing clearly fake AI pictures. I don't like Trump, but he was one of the first people to go to the police about Epstein and was the only one that worked with prosecutors. Making politics out of a child, you can read that word, is disgusting.
Well,
both sides do that too, right?
I don't know if this is true, but it was also reported that Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago when he heard allegations about him, probably before the rest of the public did. Another said, your entire acting career is CGI. How do you not recognize fake images? Yep. Good point. Oh, they also AI generated an image of Hulk on a private jet with young women in the replies too.
That would be a way funnier version of those stories, is Hulk smash. Hulk goes and saves Hulk goes to Epstein's island to save the kids. Mm-hmm. That's what the actual story should be.
So according to the Epstein court documents, one was asked about Donald Trump. Did you ever massage Donald Trump? No. I have to ask, but did you they asked if they'd ever seen Donald Trump at Jeffrey Epstein's home, not that I can remember. On his island, no, not that I can remember.
Thank you! Woo! Thank you, guys. Let's go!
Thank you, guys.
Let's go! Let's go? Did you see the, somebody said there was a meme going around that says, let's go is just Allah Akbar for white boys?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. It's true.
I feel so basic. I feel so basic.
The same impulse that leads people to want to remove historic monuments of Robert E. Lee or other historical figures is the impulse behind wanting to remove this star on the Walk of Fame, and I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. Not
There's no precedent for it.
With 4,000 signatures.
Yeah, no. Who would even do that? Who's in charge of?
Well, they're like, how do we remove? You know what they do? You know what they do? They give Dylan Mulvaney a star on the Walk of Fame. And they just drop it on top.
I guess they would need Gavin Newsom to give it the okay.
Yeah. Yep. You see that Gavin Newsom is like he's like pushing like this media literacy course in schools. Must be an election year.
What?
Yeah, like
in public schools.
Yeah. Yep.
So they can spot fake AI generated images
here, let me
of former presidents?
Let me tell you what media literacy is. And he talks about how it's knowing that Fox is fake news, OAN is fake news. Well, my friend, all of it is fake news because the media sucks. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, let's go ahead and what would you like to see, Mary? Would you like to see cringe or cute of the day?
Let's see cringe
Let's do cringe first. Oh, yeah, and today's is particularly bad. Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Here, let's watch this clip.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Sorry, one more shot.
This is a Twitch streamer with one of her mods.
If you ever want to get drunk really fast just after kiss Dilly, you will be fucked up by the time the night's over.
Oh no. No.
Can't do it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Can you come closer?
This close? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Can you pucker up? Pucker up.
This is I have small lips.
Oh
You just
no.
nodded on me. You just nodded on me.
My allergies.
You went, little snots went on my leg.
It did? I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, come on.
Okay.
You washed my mouth.
Why is she acting like a child? Okay. If she's so repulsed by this guy, why did she invite him to her house to be on a stream with her? Did he is he one of these simps that donated a huge amount of money
He's a mod for her. So
to get invited to her house?
So he actually responded.
Oh no.
He says, Dilly, a moderator for Twitch streamer Sup Caitlin, has appeared on her stream once again to address those who thought their awkward on-stream kiss was insulting to him. It was. Whatever he says, it was insulting to him, and I feel bad for him. Like,
I don't know if I feel bad for him, actually.
I understand.
He is a mod and therefore a mega donor to a titty streamer on Twitch.
And I should say I
decided to go embarrass himself by showing his face in front of thousands of people.
I pity him putting himself through this. I don't think he should have done this to himself. Sup Caitlin's Twitch mod, Dilly, got a lot more attention than he bargained for after a dono goal for the two of them to kiss was reached on stream. The kiss went viral, leading to others looking into the full stream and the shenanigans of the two over the weekend. So yeah, Moist Critical made a video about it like right after it happened that went pretty viral as well. Just no, guys. Just no.
You talk. I talk enough. This is whatever.
All right, y'all. This is my platform. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is the real me speaking here. Kate's been a great friend to me since I've been out here.
You're not
We've
friends.
had fun every single night. She's done things that she personally didn't want to do, but
I can tell
she would do it. And you know what? We banter or like joke about with each other. That's like, I won't take it to heart because me and her are still friends at the end of the day. And like, I have tough skin, and you know, and I just want to let y'all know that words can be hurtful sometimes, but I'm good. I'm great. All right. So.
All right.
You know,
Well, it's a bed of your own making, my friend.
You know?
He's huffing copium.
A little bit.
She's gonna need years of therapy to recover from that.
That was the cringe of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully.
That was actually worse than I expected.
Wasn't it? Yeah. And I don't look. Here's the thing. I don't like cringe. You like cringe. I don't like cringe. I don't like secondhand embarrassment. That's not my thing. I'm not a fan of such a thing.
There is a little bit of Schadenfreude here for me, because he walked himself into this situation.
Yep.
I don't know why she would invite a mod on her Twitch to hang out with her in her house. That just seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
Yep.
But
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, let's palate cleanser now. We've got some cute of the day here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. First things first. This one's from Tacty Platty. Says, since PCC Pets needs more, here's a picture from the time they met Santa. The boy was terrified. The girl was happy.
Is that a real mall Santa?
I don't know.
Can you bring your dogs to take pictures with mall Santa?
Good if you can.
Love the Tacty Platty Avi.
I do too.
In there.
It's good. Let's do one more here, guys. Also, we're running low again, so go ahead and tag hashtag PCC Pets, hashtag Cute of the Day with me on the show or on Twitter, and then I will put them in the queue to get through them here. Actually, let's wait. What do we have? Yeah, I'm gonna do mine for. We'll do mine today. Bucko says hello,
and the skeleton.
And the skeleton is there as well,
chilling in the back. I don't know who keeps posing the skeleton
in different places. Yes,
probably Wesley.
They move the skeleton around, but I thought Bucko would enjoy this.
Yeah, you said he's surly as usual.
Yes, I love that about him. I love his I would say stoic. He's very stoic. Then we got this one here. This was in the side chat. This is from Bandit. It says, Mr. Buttons Blackheart says, sup, Bucko.
Oh, almost more surly.
Yep. So, all right, guys, now that we've done that, we've palate cleansed here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started. Mary, you're going to have to break this one down for everyone because this is a legitimately confusing thing to talk about. Explain to everyone who the hell Emily Pellegrini is.
Emily Pellegrini is not a real person. This is not a real person.com. This is an AI-generated influencer who has gained hundreds of thousands of followers, is making tens of thousands of dollars off of horny simps on the internet. Nothing to be surprised about. This is a Daily Mail article written about her, although she isn't real. Meet the world's hottest model, catching the eye of famous footballers, MMA fighters, and billionaires. But is all what it seems? And no, all is not what it seems.
No, it is not.
I guess that the truth here is a real woman is superimposing an AI-generated face onto her face and using a fake name, not revealing any personal details so that she can make money off of online simps and not have to jeopardize her personal relationships or her career to do so. That would be my guess, but this also might be owned by a company that is profiting off of it.
We missed a $20 super chat here from Bucky Ducky. Says, how many super chats for Brett to kiss a duck on stream?
We don't really have any ducks here, but there are chickens.
Here, and I'm not doing that. Sorry.
You're not going to kiss a chicken for money?
Look, if he just I can't criticize that guy and then debase myself that way. I do enough of that as it is.
That's okay. Emily Pellegrini has amassed an Instagram following of 123,000 in 4 months. She's regularly offered dates to expensive restaurants and offered vacations. Emily is an AI-generated image and earns her creator thousands on a website called FanView.
Here's a picture. Here's her Instagram, if you're wondering.
It says 23 years old, LA. The spicy link you are looking for, and this goes to Emily Pellegrini's exclusive page on FanView. It's basically an OnlyFans knockoff website. Here's her bio. 23-year-old beauty, welcome to my world of electrifying allure and unapologetic adventure. Let's create moments that tingle your senses and bring out your wild side. I'm here to break boundaries and ignite your senses, exploring the world of passion, confidence, and allure one bold step at a time. Life's a party, and I'm the host. With a sprinkle of charm, a dash of glamour, and a whole lot of cheeky fun, I'm here to make your days sizzle and your nights sizzle even more. Emily
you don't do something
kisses,
different
heart
during the day?
emoji.
Like you don't just sizzle at night, you sizzle during the day too?
That honestly sounds like it was written by ChatGPT. So I guess that a corporation is using Emily Pellegrini, who is not a real person, as a product to profit off of. So if you are messaging Emily Pellegrini, you are probably messaging a man. That's the hard truth. So let's look at some of her posts and see if you guys think it's clockable. Because Brett didn't think a lot of these photos were clockable as a fake person, but sometimes you can see it in videos when she's doing lip syncs and TikToks.
The face never looks right. The face never looks right.
I think that the body of this woman is real and she does exist.
Yep.
But she is superimposing an AI generated face onto her face. I have no idea what's going on underneath it.
Yep.
But she looks a little bit different in every post.
Okay, like this one here.
It's cut off a little bit, but you can see like that is a real person.
Yep.
But maybe I'm just coping. Someone was tweeting about this and said, it doesn't matter if this video is really fully AI generated. AI art isn't even fully AI generated. Human artists choose the prompts and alter the details.
Yeah.
We're sliding down a slope where AI is responsible for more and more of what you're seeing. It's easy to predict the end. I'm not going to answer every reply guy who wants to believe Emily Pellegrini is real just because AI didn't generate the video from scratch. She's not. And they are linked to the Daily Mail article and her Instagram profile. If you scroll,
the pictures are more noticeably fake than the videos. That's what I meant to say. Like to me, the pictures scream fake. The videos, maybe just because you get distracted by how realistic her body looks, but how the face doesn't really match the body.
Well, you pointed out that people are going to be looking at the body.
Yes.
Men are going to be looking at Emily Pellegrini's body, not her face. So maybe that's why it fools so many.
Yep.
I guess that is
like this picture is
how she gets away with it.
I don't know if this one's going to be even visible on here, but this picture is very fake to me.
Yeah, look at that.
The picture is very, very fake.
She's hanging out with this other AI generated
They're
influencer.
ice skating. They're
ice skating together with no pants on a fake ice rink.
As one does.
As one does if you're a fake person, if you're a robot.
Yes.
And I found another one who is possibly AI generated called Olivia Casta.
So wait, does this lady just have such a horrid face that they're like, look, your body is fantastic, but your face is just whoa.
But then to your point that men are looking at her body, not her face. Why would it even matter if she were a butterface in reality?
In the real world, it wouldn't matter. When it comes to digital marketing, it probably does a little bit.
I guess so. Yeah, but my question is, what is the distinction between a real influencer and an AI influencer if all of these real influencers are editing their photos and their videos to death anyway?
Yeah, we're at this point now.
The distinction is blurring between real and AI, and real women kind of started that process by photoshopping themselves and getting Botox.
But here's the thing. But then it's always that like men in magazines get blamed for heavily photoshopping the women in their pictures, and I'm always like what's worse? Heavily photoshopped, very fake images, or the people who do the no makeup, no airbrushing trend, like for the pictures. Then they have to brag about how there was no Photoshop for this picture, which is actually worse to me because it's activism and stupid. I'd rather you just show me the very, very fake photo than pretend like you're special because you didn't airbrush your picture.
I mean, the idea that women in magazines were photoshopped because of misogyny is bogus anyway. Corporations are responsible for that, and men who are on the cover of men's magazines are photoshopped just as much. So yeah, I don't really believe that excuse. But Olivia Casta is another influencer that has 3 million followers that I found her because she was in the same thread this person was posting. Guys keep sending me pics of this digitally filtered model. In this thread, I'm going to discuss the implications of AI technology to increase attractiveness in videos and photos. And it says no one exactly knows what editing Casta used to achieve her unusually perfect look. It appears as if some kind of AI filter has been applied to her facial features. It's also possible that we're looking at a composite of two models that have been deepfaked together. Her secret won't last long, given the current pace of AI improvement. In a very short time, less than 5 years, I expect filters like this to be widely available to everyone and with even better quality.
And it won't matter anyways, because I really do believe that we're coming into this new generation where this will just be accepted as the norm and not the exception.
Yeah.
And people will get more depressed, and we will get more vapid, and everyone will become more narcissistic.
I just think it's very strange that the Emily Pellegrini character, the persona, tries to put on like she is a real person that has a real life. Because in her Instagram highlights, you can see these vlogs, essentially, of her vacations to Italy, Spain, France, and she has an age. But what does it matter if Emily Pellegrini has an age or a location if she doesn't exist, is never going to visibly age, and doesn't live anywhere? It's not a real person.
Yeah.
So that...
Because we all know that the real reason these things exist is because people use it as masturbatory material. So the fake age actually does play a very, very real role.
Right, yeah.
It does matter.
And apparently Emily Pellegrini is getting followed by actual celebrities who have been duped into thinking she's real.
Or maybe they just don't care.
So Emily began earning her creator nearly $10,000 in only 6 weeks on FanView. They explained, I asked ChatGPT what the average man's dream girl is, and it said brown hair, long legs, so I made her exactly how it said.
Her legs are not what they're looking at in this photo. That's just
yeah, that's
all I'm
stupid.
saying.
They're leaving some details out.
Just
the
a
goal
little bit.
was to make her likable and attractive. I wanted to keep her as real as possible. And Emily has quickly attracted the attention of rich, powerful, and successful men. I highly doubt that, to be honest, if the rich, powerful, successful men of the world can get attention from real women anytime they want. They said it's very different who contacts her where. Via Instagram direct message, there are really famous people like footballers, billionaires, MMA fighters, tennis players.
No, I'm sorry. I absolutely believe that there are athletes that didn't look twice and just slid into the DMs. I absolutely believe that.
Are they really that dumb? That's so blackpilling.
Look,
they said they think she's real. They invite her to Dubai to meet.
I'm sorry. Little brain checks in, big brain checks out.
Yeah. One unnamed famous face who contacted her allegedly knew Cristiano Ronaldo, the creator claimed. This is a male who runs the account. There was a bit of a moment where I was like, WTF is going on? A professional footballer has also popped into her messages asking, how is it possible that such a beautiful lady doesn't have a boyfriend? The German star even asked the AI model for her contact details.
Got a WhatsApp? Got a WhatsApp? Got a WhatsApp? Got a WhatsApp? That's what it said. I'm letting you. Got a WhatsApp? Got a WhatsApp? Got a WhatsApp?
And messaging this man back is the man who is behind the account. And he said, I actually only use Instagram and FanView. And the guy responded, how can we stay in contact to know each other?
Well, you know.
Well, it's not possible that they can ever meet in person because who would show up?
Yeah.
This creator said, in the beginning, I worked 14 to 16 hours a day on her to really figure out which Emily programs work well for her face, body, and video. Now I work around 8 hours a day every week. I'm not the kind of person who goes to party. I just work.
I love this. It says she's also got a sister named Fiona.
A fake AI sister.
Fake AI sister.
Very weird. Kind of incestuous also.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Emily and Fiona's success comes after the use of AI generators has skyrocketed over recent months, with Unstable Diffusion producing more than 500,000 NSFW images each day, according to Business Insider.
At the end of the day, as much as people hate that phrase, if it seems too good to be true, it really is for the most part. And
it's just
and I know
odd to
that
me
we laugh.
because
I know we laugh at the joke that I make. There's hot MILFs, there's hot cougars 5 miles away. But this is a huge part of the internet economy now. Is just people on the internet are horny. And when that sets in, a lot of times rational thought checks out. And the other thing it takes advantage of is they're looking in passing. It's not like they're doing a deep dive. Nobody pulls out a magnifying glass from nowhere and goes like this.
To me, it wouldn't take a magnifying glass to figure it out.
It also takes advantage of like the fact that people are looking in passing on a phone, on a smaller screen, right?
I don't know. It's to me, like, I think it should be easier to tell, but over time these technologies are going to get better, and maybe I won't even be able to tell the difference.
And a lot of other people may not just be as clued in as we are to the what's going on in the world right now. And they're operating like, maybe it's from growing up with telemarketers, but I just assume everything's a scam.
Don't trust.
I don't trust anyone. Like if they say it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. I don't trust anything. Like I'm sure I've lost out on some fantastic opportunities because I'm like, that doesn't seem real. Nah.
Yeah. I don't understand what the market demand is for this, because there isn't a shortage of real hot Instagram models that are out there doing OnlyFans and catering to this market. I guess it's just that men finally want to get in on it.
Yeah.
There's man who created Emily Pellegrini realized correctly that he wouldn't be able to make money off simps off of his own image. So I guess he decided to create a fake one.
I don't blame him. Make your money, King.
Like, it's porn is destroying our culture, clearly. I mean, I guess it's a lesser of two evils for a fake person to do porn.
Interesting question. Interesting philosophical debate right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It's clearly reaching a lot of people.
It is. And I mean, I'm more interested in kind of just the weird sort of surreal nature of it. You know, where the real world ends and, you know, this new technological fantasy world begins is kind of crazy. We're in a weird time, in a weird place. Everything is basically a Black Mirror episode in a lot of ways now.
Mm-hmm. I recently saw an EV magazine article that was titled, "How Can We Compete with AI Models?"
Yep.
And
or your Amaranth AI girlfriend who only costs you $200.
Yeah.
We got a $20 super chat here from Baron of Gray Matter. He says, so if a 15-year-old girl makes an Emily and talks to men, what liability do the men who engage have?
Probably none, right? I guess it would be the platform that allows it to happen.
Yeah.
They also interviewed the founder of FanView, the OnlyFans website.
Do you think this will end up being one of those, like, how much do we hear people talk these days about the idea of, like, ethical makeup, ethical meat, ethical, all these things? Is there going to be a whole genre of just what they dub ethical porn? Meaning, I mean, that's already a thing
There
that they talk
probably
about,
is
like right?
already.
So it's like, this will be like ethical pornography.
I mean, everyone's idea of ethical pornography was OnlyFans, right? Because it puts the power into the hands of the creator.
Yep.
But there's no ethical way to produce porn because it's targeting lonely men. It's contributing to the loneliness epidemic. It's enriching corporations. And overall coarsening our culture more and more beyond repair. But I mean, a lot of people talk about this, like, how are real women going to respond to being in competition with AI girlfriends and AI porn models, AI Instagram models, AI in general? And I think that it's a question that should answer itself. If you only offer the same things that AI porn offers, then yeah, they're going to beat you at your own game. You need to learn to offer something of value that is outside of your sexuality and your appearance. So what you're saying is they need to know how to cook. I mean, it's more than that, right?
Yes. Maybe somebody's created like an app you can download that removes the filters from videos you look at and stuff.
There's no way that's gonna.
That'd be great.
There's no way that's gonna work.
Well, plus nobody would want it. Everybody wants to.
They want to live in the lie.
Everyone wants to live in the lie. Exactly. Yeah. That's the way it is right now.
There was like a face app filter where it would take the makeup off of someone, but usually it would just make them look like a gremlin, not like how they would look like without makeup on. That's the only attempt I've seen. And they also say they have plans to add more sisters to the AI harem, saying they have plans to launch a third and fourth model, but not soon. There's no name at the moment, but the third one will be a redhead. So you have to cater to every hair color.
Hey, there we go. Got some redheaded representation in there. I'm okay with that. Let's go.
They're singularly fighting back against the ginger side.
The ginger side, right? Look, maybe they'll make a dentist harem.
Oh yeah, I messaged you about that the other day.
It's true.
Because I was looking for a dentist, and like all of their Yelp photos is just the male dentist in an office full of women.
His dental hygienists and
the body language is weird.
Yeah.
All of those pictures were weird to me.
I was thinking about it like my dentist. Yeah, it's all it's all women.
Or there's just one male dental hygienist, but he probably gets bullied.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And the creator also said, I really don't want to be public. I don't want to be on the internet like an influencer who has to make videos every day, showing everything they eat and do. It's just not my thing.
He wants to do it for other people that aren't real.
He wants to do it in disguise as a woman. So really, this guy is just a glorified digital crossdresser.
There you go.
Kind of weird.
There you go.
I bet he gets sick thrills out of what he's doing.
I'm sure at least a little bit. All right, let's go super chats.
Shane H. Wilder said, happy feast of the baptism of the Lord. Also, I have been inundated with DMs. I will not be making tinfoil hat merch. Friends don't infringe on other friends' trademark. Brett and Mary can use my idea. Well, I don't think we can really do the authentic tinfoil hat.
Technically, Decoy Voice has...
Decoy Voice brought his own tinfoil hat beanies to us. I think I still have that. Daniel G. said, Brett... Gary just called you a true blue nerd. Good luck getting out of this now, normie poser.
I am a normie. Look, I've said this.
Did he really call you that?
I guess I know nothing of this until just now, but like I am very much still a normie, and I thank my stars and garters every day that I'm very much still. I feel like a normie most. Like maybe it's because every time all of this stuff happens, I still want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt as much, within reason without being gullible. I still like the idea of giving most people and things the benefit of the doubt. And there's just a lot of things in which I am not super unbelievably knowledgeable about. So I don't try to. There is no stolen valor coming from me about nerddom. That's a genre of people that are very, very much experts on the things that they really, really enjoy. And that is not me. I am but just a visitor here.
You're a USA Network nerd.
Yes, exactly.
Derek Knoll said, Brett, I think I just got you on FNT.
Oh, well, we'll wait and see if that ever comes up. But thank you. Let's hold off on the rest, and we will come back after the fact, shall we? All right, let's talk about Jodie Foster, shall we? She's got a bone to pick. Mm-hmm. Jodie Foster has got a bone to pick with Gen Z.
Jodie Foster, you may know her as Clarice in Silence of the Lambs. She just did an interview with The Guardian, and here's the title. There are different ways of being a woman. Jodie Foster on beauty, bravery, and raising feminist sons. This is the person who is going to tell you that Gen Z is annoying. Mm-hmm. I think that's all I need to say. So here were her comments. She doesn't like the way Gen Z behaves in the workplace. She says they have a bad work ethic. I wouldn't necessarily disagree. Quote, they're really annoying. They're really annoying, especially in the workplace. They're like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to come in at 10:30 a.m. Or in emails, I'll tell them, this is all grammatically incorrect. Did you not check your spelling? And they're like, why would I do that? Isn't that kind of limiting?
Okay, so one, limiting is a super Gen Z term that's very annoying. Two, why the hell is she giving people, why is she playing grammar Nazi with people?
I appreciate the work of a good email.
Ugh.
As an email writer myself. Do you think that I'm annoying? I'm a Gen Z in the workplace that you have to interact with every day. Would you agree with Jodie Foster?
No. You have a strong work ethic. You're very organized. No. You've also I've never sent you a message on like a Friday like, can we talk about this topic? You want to talk about this topic? You're like, I don't know, Brett. It's kind of limiting. Like, I don't know about that topic.
I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see the transcripts when this ends up in a deposition. Foster also talked about raising her sons in a feminist household.
Red flag.
She is a lesbian who is in a lesbian marriage, and they were raised with 2 moms. They are now 21 and 25 years old. She said she recalled how confused her feminist, sports-averse sons, Kit and Charles, became when figuring out, quote, what it was to be a boy.
What the hell does it mean? Why is it a good thing that they're sports-averse? Seriously, that's a bad thing. You should encourage your kids to get into sports.
Well,
I don't take a lot of hardline stances on a lot of things. You should encourage your kids to get involved in at least one team sport for a couple of years. They can go do the other things, get them to do track, get them to do all of these other things. But getting them into a team sport is not just good for them physically, it's good for work ethic, it's good for learning to work with other people, right? This is more than just some lame idea from a feminist about men's masculine identities. Women love sports too.
Right. Well, in Jodie Foster's feminism demented brain, she is really proud of raising sons who are sissies, who don't like to play sports. So she probably discouraged them from doing anything that's stereotypically masculine. Here's how they reconciled that, not having a father. She said, there was a moment with my older one when he was in high school, because he was raised by 3 women. It was like he was trying to figure out what it was to be a boy. And he watched television and came to the conclusion, oh, I just need to be an asshole. I understand. I need to be shitty to women and act like I am an effer. She exclaimed, no, that's not what it is to be a man. That's what our culture has been selling you for all this time.
How the hell would she know what it is to be a man? She isn't one.
Good point. Good point. And someone who's raising sons without a father in the household would probably learn quickly that she isn't able to model masculinity for them. So if they're looking to television and movie stereotypes, that's probably going to be bad for their development. She also said she wants to help young people in the industry, like in Hollywood, who in her opinion need to learn how to relax, how to not think so much, how to come up with something that's theirs. I can help them find that, which is so much more fun than being the protagonist of the story. She said that she reached out to 20-year-old Bella Ramsey, the non-binary actress from The Last of Us.
Yep.
She said, I do a lot of reaching out to young actresses.
Which, I'm sorry, if a guy said that, even about actors, a little weird.
It is weird. No matter how you put it, it's kind of weird. She said, I'm compelled because it was hard growing up. She says it was really hard for her being a young woman in Hollywood, and she needs to help the young women coming up in Hollywood today.
Then they should ask you for help.
Yes.
The first thing you have to learn how to do is actually ask for help yourself.
So she arranged for Bella Ramsey to introduce her at the Elle Magazine Women in Hollywood celebration.
Mary, once again, there are just so many women's summits. Like there is a market to be filled here right now, guys, for men's summits. We need to just have the Men Are Awesome summit and watch the people roll in, because guys are like, look, I've been going to these women's summits for decades. Look, I'm Will Ferrell. I've gone in and just debased myself at these women's summits for years by making fun of men. Let's go to some men's summits and have some women debase themselves for men. How about
they do a non-binary persons of Hollywood summit and like 12 people will show up? That would be cool.
They do that with those like the LGBTQIA summits and stuff like that.
She said the organizers were very proud of themselves because they got every ethnicity. However, she bemoaned that all the attendees are still wearing heels and eyelashes.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? They treat you like Pokemon. They caught them all. They caught all the ethnicities in there.
She is angry because the women in Hollywood are still wearing heels and fake eyelashes.
How dare they? How dare they?
How dare women in the entertainment industry attempt to be attractive? That is obviously misogynistic. So she noted that Bella Ramsey is a, quote, vector of authenticity. She said Bella gave the best speech, was wearing the most perfect suit, beautifully tailored, and a middle part and no makeup.
Notice how
makeup's bad.
all of
being
these
attractive to men is bad.
All of these things just fall in line with what Jodie Foster considers to be beautiful.
Right, yes, as a lesbian. Yeah. She said when she was an up-and-coming starlet, she never could have worn what Bella Ramsey did because, quote, we weren't free. We didn't have freedom. And hopefully that's what the vector of authenticity that's happening offers. The possibility of real freedom. So when Jodie Foster was in her 20s, what was this, the 90s?
Yeah, I guess.
She didn't have the freedom to wear a suit.
Nope.
She didn't have the freedom to not wear makeup.
Here's the thing that I pointed out is that Elliot Page often pointed out that when Elliot Page was Ellen Page, they would discourage her from wearing suits on red carpets, that she wasn't allowed to be as she wanted to be at that time. So what they're saying here is that I don't have the courage to just do it anyways.
I mean, whoever was discouraging Ellen Page from wearing suits on red carpets was correct. Yeah. That wouldn't look good.
Yep.
So if she developed a complex about it, that's not really their fault.
We got a $20 one here from Gordon Shumway. Says maybe Jodie Foster doesn't realize that Gen Z people, hold on, they keep moving on here, that Gen Z people who have poor work ethic were probably sports averse. Telling your coaches anything is limiting would result in running the stairs and bench. Shaking my damn head. Yeah,
that's a good point.
This is one of those great things. I love to see points where the coaches are still willing to at least push you hard and not be easy on the kids. Obviously, there's within limits. We don't want anyone getting abused, but you have to be pushed past your limits. I've had on more than one occasion, I was taken to task by my hockey coaches for things that I had done in games, being a little bit of a showboat, which wasn't necessarily looked on as necessarily the best of behaviors, and it righted my behavior, and it prevented me from doing so again. But it meant that you had to be singled out, you had to be put in your place, because you're young and you need to be guided. And,
right.
And the way that men guide you is very, very different from the way that women guide you. They are complementary to one another. You need both, right? There's another $20 one here from Dreamcast Night. Says, no justice for Mocha, and there are no journos here. Also, Brett, do you know Tom, I don't know that last name, Learer, the 1960s satirist? If you haven't heard of him, you might want to check him out. I'll have to check him out. I have not. All right.
According to Jodie Foster, basically, Hollywood in the 90s was segregated by gender. Yeah. She said, we had other things that were good. I did the best I could for my generation. I was very busy understanding where I fitted in and where I wanted to be in terms of feminism, but my lens wasn't wide enough. I lived in an incredibly segregated world.
What? It's the 90s. I just saw this post the other day where Josie, the redheaded libertarian, was, she gets into it with people on Twitter, and somebody said to her, it's like, where is this magical colorblind, when was this magical colorblind society that you speak of? And she just wrote the 90s. Like,
Jodie Foster thinks that Hollywood was like post-Sharia law Iran.
Yes.
Basically, that's the way she's framing it.
It's the way they speak of themselves, as if they've all survived some great tragedy, or it's just so self-aggrandizing. All of it. It's so self-aggrandizing.
Not capable of introspection.
No, none of them are.
And really, she should be kicking herself for the consequences of raising her sons in a fatherless household.
Her children are literally Gen Z. Your parenting style is what created this work ethic.
Alex Clark posted about this, and she said about her sons starting to watch TV and movies for ideas on what men should be and acting it out. It's almost like children need a mother and a father.
It's crazy.
What a novel concept.
Again, there is no introspection there. Like, nothing clicks there. Like, wow, if my children have to go to look at the movies to figure out what it's like to be a guy, then maybe I should. And I'm not even saying necessarily the dad. Like, have a strong male role model. Do you have a brother? Do they have uncles that are good men that can play a huge role in their life?
She maybe if she didn't despise men so much, and if she weren't so repulsed by men and pathologically obsessed with hating men, then she would have been able to stand having a male role model for her sons, but she's not capable of seeing through her own bullshit.
Nope.
As much as she wants everyone to be gender neutral, reality persists. Thank you, guys.
Let's go!
Also, this Guardian article says that Jodie Foster was the most visible lesbian in Hollywood. Quote, not that she really wanted to talk about it until the 2020s when it became trendy to talk about your sexuality all the time.
It didn't benefit her career at the time.
But wasn't Ellen DeGeneres actually that?
Perhaps.
The most visible lesbian in Hollywood? Or
I
whatever?
always think of Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch is the first name that comes to mind for me.
I don't know. But I just want to say, Jodie Foster, even if what she's saying about Gen Z holds some weight, she is not really the person to say it because she is at fault in a small part for why Gen Z has turned out the way they have.
Yep. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Hiroshima Otaru said, throw, through, snow, snoo, goose, geese, moose, meese. I like meese.
Snoo is good. I do like Snoo a lot.
Corey Anderson said, I didn't see either of you at the Cass Castle Christmas party. Are y'all too cool?
We were literally working. We were up here during the Christmas party. We were doing the show.
We were live.
We came down afterwards, got some food. I took 2 shots at the chocolate and both of them were gross.
Yeah.
Like they both had like
the weird truffles that have weird stuff in them.
Like eventually, like I had some the other night. That was not from that batch, but from something else. Got some good ones the other night. I felt vindicated. But no, we were working, man.
The cameras were off by the time we came downstairs.
Yep.
Shane H. Wilder said PCC Poison Control Center, Paperweight Collector Circle, Prothrombin Complex Concentrate, and I won't say that, Country Club.
There you go.
The Undertaker said, repeat after me, misogyny is not a crime yet.
Fair enough. And do one more.
Serenko Productions said Taylor Swift was there for Era's tour movie prom.
That was what I had said.
Oh, is that even eligible for Golden Globes?
Probably one, but it's probably up there for something.
For a documentary, I guess.
All right, let's hold off on the rest and we will come back after the fact. Mary, the hell is going on with Gypsy Rose Blanchard?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the true crime local celebrity, continues on her huge press tour. She was just in New York City to appear on The View. She did interviews with Lifetime, with ABC, you name it. She is talking to the media, and I feel like it's not a great decision. And a lot of these people are interviewing her like she is just a run-of-the-mill celebrity or a run-of-the-mill influencer and not acknowledging the gravity of what she did. She was just in prison for a decade for colluding on the murder of her mother. And her ex-boyfriend who physically committed the act is still in prison for life. And the way that these interviewers are treating her, it's like they think it's all one big joke.
The stuff that the boyfriend did was so crazy, too, that like...
Yeah, we didn't get into those details before because people were debating, like, is it okay that he has a longer sentencing than her? There were some details that I was not aware of. And I don't even know if I should go into detail about them on air.
I don't know if you can actually talk about them on air.
I think, look into it for yourself. I think that guy is better off and society is better off when he is behind bars. That is all I'll say from the details that I came across. But she has sat down for her first post-prison release interviews. She claims she didn't want to have to kill her mom, yet she felt it was either her or her mom who was going to get out of that situation alive.
Yeah.
And I said, again, if I were in her shoes, I don't know if I would have seen a better way out either. But she says she wants to use this platform that she has, for better or for worse, to tell other people who might be in a similar situation that there is a way out without committing a crime. And I went and saw this clip of her interview from The View where Joy Behar essentially implies that what she did wasn't wrong. And I find that
I saw people having this debate online the other day.
look, it's fine to have the debate online, but you are face to face with the person who just paid their debt to society for a murder. And not only that, but the murder of someone that they loved. And I find it very insensitive and irony poisoned to sit there in front of Gypsy Rose's face and make light of what she did when she clearly feels very strongly that she was wrong.
She's had a very she's taken responsibility for her actions. Of course, that's very easy to say on the outside now. It's very easy to say that you've taken responsibility for your actions. I know a lot of people will point that out, but she's not making light of it while everybody around her seems to be.
Right. Yeah, and I appreciate that Gypsy seems to understand the gravity of what she did more than anyone who is interviewing her. But let's look at this clip of her from The View. It has 14.6 million views on Twitter right now.
Is it the Joy Please one?
Yes,
Yep. Right.
Joy Behar.
Here we go, guys.
Are watching right now, please listen to me, heed my words, that you are not alone in this, you know, situation. There are other ways out. I did it the wrong way.
No,
you know,
don't say that.
I did.
You had no
I
choice,
did
really.
something wrong, and I paid my dues for it.
Oh, you mean that part?
Yes, the part of it.
yeah.
You know, that part of it. Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, no. You know, so I did something.
Murder is wrong,
Yes,
Joy.
murder's wrong.
Do you want to ask?
Crazy that the murderer at the table has to tell the View hosts that murder is wrong.
Yep.
I just find that incredibly insensitive and tone deaf for Joy Behar to make a big joke out of the murder of this girl's mom, even if she was in on it. It's like people want to paint her mom as a monster when Gypsy is telling everyone, no, like she wasn't a monster. She had her own demons and she needed to be behind bars for what she did to me, not in a grave.
Yeah, I think what we see is that when it comes to media, especially like television shows like this, which are not long form content, where you got only so long to do these segments, like you see the death of nuance in a lot of ways, and they're not going to have that harder, far more philosophical and in harder to dissect discussion. If that makes any sense. Like,
but I just think if you have a shred of empathy for this girl, then you wouldn't discredit the way that she's processed what happened to her and the crime that she committed.
Yeah.
You're discrediting everything that she's learned from it. There's another one that
you're
she
essentially
did
saying that she didn't need to go to jail at all.
Right.
Which then, what's that say to her, right?
And what does that say to the people that she's talking to, the people who are watching, she believes could be in a similar situation, who are victims of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, that they should commit crimes to get out of their situation.
Look,
it's
and
just
there's a
propagating
lot of people,
violence.
There's a lot of people right now who are having the same type of discussion around the medicalization of trans issues with children and things like that. So this is not such a far-fetched topic to have right now.
And I don't think Gypsy is going to be that explicit about what situations she's referring to.
Yeah.
But I think that as she continues learning about what's happened in the world since she got locked up, she's going to realize that this is a far bigger problem than it was when she was a victim. So that she did this interview with Entertainment Tonight as well, where she was talking about her love of Taylor Swift. Just making a lighthearted comment. She said she loves the Midnights album and she loves the song Karma. And this interviewer from Entertainment Tonight said this snarky comment about karma. Ooh.
Is this
that makes a lot of sense.
Now why would she say that one? Okay, here we go.
I am loving her Midnights era right now. I'm loving it. Karma has been like my #1 on my playlist.
Shocking.
Okay.
So this interviewer is sitting in front of Gypsy, the daughter of the dead murder victim, and telling her, oh, it was karma. It was karma that she died at the hands of your insane ex-boyfriend that you met on the internet. Is that not just such an inhumane response? Like, I feel like I'm going crazy.
No, it just feels like nobody's taking the subject matter with the seriousness that it deserves.
No, because I guess it was like the Hulu show with Joey King came out and all of these memes happened.
It desensitizes people and it distances them from the truth of what happened.
And this is why true crime is actually a bad thing. I'm thinking that the popularization of true crime among female audiences is desensitizing them to violence. It is atrophying their moral compasses. And even to the point where face to face with someone involved in one of these stories, they can't even take it seriously.
I mean, like, look, we have these instances too where, like, because we talk about this subject matter, not necessarily this case in particular, but when you talk about it from a distance and you're not like talking to the actual people that it's involved with, you can start to be a bit desensitized to just how serious a lot of these topics are. Very, very common.
The types of
But the
interviews
difference
that
is she's in
Gypsy is
person.
doing
Yeah.
are not exactly helping. I don't know if she knows that yet, but she might learn in time. She did another interview with Lifetime TV. It says Gypsy Rose Blanchard guesses the meanings of popular terms in a new video for Lifetime. They ask her about slang terms from the past decade that she missed while she was behind bars, and then she teaches them slang from women's prison.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that.
All right, so I want to play a little rapid fire game called Gypsy's Urban Dictionary. I'm going to give you some terms.
Oh, the baggy pants.
And
Get
just
rid of them.
instantly tell me what you think it means.
Okay.
Cap.
Cap? A hat.
Drip.
This could be Ben Shapiro with Brett Cooper right now.
Literally, yeah.
Oh God. Rain.
Bet.
That means like cool.
Chuggy. Chuggy? Ah, chuggy.
Chuggy. Something fat.
Ghosting.
Oh, that means that they never want to talk to you again.
Sip. Simp.
Oh, that means someone that's a submissive.
Oh, like BDSM.
I don't know. Kind of.
Okay. Bob.
Bob. Is it like twerking?
Okay. Bussin'.
Someone has big breasts.
A stand. Stand.
Watching.
Stand.
Going nuts.
Glow up.
That I'm killing my, outfit, like I'm rocking it.
Flex.
That I'm really awesome.
Just picture that she pauses like, so about your dead mom.
The air conditioner sound in the background as well is just adding to the
Dang.
ambiance.
That sounds like an insult. Like stupid. It sounds like someone's stupid.
Okay, since I haven't been in prison, give me terms.
All right, so what is cupcaked up?
Cupcaked up.
Cupcaked up.
Makeup. You did you get fake makeup from commissary or like made up? Okay.
What that means.
What does it mean?
It means like girlfriends. Like you are girlfriends with another girl.
Oh.
Like you're together.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the people.
The people?
The people.
I would say that's like the people versus you. Like the people versus like a case. The people. No.
That's not what that means.
Okay.
It means the staff that works at prison.
Oh, the people.
Wait, why is Gypsy the one who can like explain what hers meant, but the other lady can't explain what the ones that
It would take too long.
She would take too long.
Okay.
Another one is free case.
Free case?
Free case.
A free case of soda pop.
No. It means like
soda pop is worse than
another
just calling
inmate
it pop.
gets you in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's dark,
Maybe
man.
free case too.
Well, they are in prison. I suppose dark is pretty common for things to be
I learned
dark.
some new things, and I'm.
You're doing an interview with Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and you say, that's dark.
That's yeah. Well,
The
she
whole
was in
thing
prison.
is dark.
Yes, the whole thing, like it really is. This almost is kind of like the side effects of true crime being such a fascinating thing to people coming to a head.
Especially women.
Yeah, like I'm noticing none of these interviewers are men being like, "So you murdered your mom, huh?" Hey, like that's. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're just desensitized to it.
And I think Gypsy coming out of prison might see all of these press opportunities and a book deal and a TV deal as a great way to rehabilitate herself financially after getting out of prison, because she never got a proper education. She never, put anything meaningful on her resume. She's barely been an adult in the real world. So maybe she's just thinking it's worth the money, even if she's not out there trying to get attention. She wants to use her platform for good, and she doesn't really know what that means yet. So maybe in time she'll realize that it's not a great idea She also said in another interview that she wants Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things to play her in a project about her life.
I think Joey King was perfect casting.
Yeah, and I encourage you to watch that show because Joey King did an amazing job as Gypsy. There's Millie Bobby Brown doesn't really bear that much of a resemblance. Joey King, I would say, was a perfect.
I agree.
Perfect choice to play her, and did a really good job. So she's kicking and screaming somewhere. And another thing she revealed in an interview alongside her husband, Ryan, is that she was asked out by men over 250 times via letters while she was behind bars.
I wonder how many letters the male criminals get.
I would bet they get more.
More? Yeah, think so?
I bet that Gypsy got more letters from women as well, just because women are more interested in her case.
I still every time I see the post that says like woman arrested for attacking IRS agent while yelling "end the Fed," and then it plays the clip where it says "please died in your arms tonight" from in the Lego movie
on the Mugshotties account.
Yeah. And it's like, look, that would be me, right? Like, it's like, yeah, like, it's like you might send her a letter. I don't know, but like,
but you never went and did it.
No,
you never took the plunge and.
I would never actually do something like that, but you get it, right?
Yeah. So, over 250 men reached out to her from all over the world.
Yeah.
Hoping to get a chance with her.
Let's do you wanna
Incredible.
Look at this clip.
Sure. Yeah.
How many men wrote to you wanting to date you while you were in prison?
A lot.
I need some numbers. Give me an estimate.
Come on, hit her with it.
Over 250.
Over 250?
Yeah.
From all different countries.
From all countries,
I
Italy,
said
Germany.
7 continents have hit on you.
Oh. What about Ryan made him the one?
Well, Ryan's from Louisiana, and I mean, there's one of a kind. But he's from Louisiana, and I'm originally from Louisiana, so.
There you go. There you go.
They have something in common. Yeah.
Just,
and she said that a lot of women are reaching out to her husband as well because of the media attention that they're getting.
Good for him. The whole thing is just it's
very
weird.
grim.
It is.
The tone is not fitting with what her personal story is. And I don't like the way that Joy Behar treated her. I don't like the way that other interviewer treated her. Because she is trying to do the impossible, which is, as a woman, take accountability for her actions.
And they're all trying to have her not do that.
They're all trying to convince her that she's actually a girl boss for, being in on the murder of her mother. Yeah. And she loved her mother. That's the really sad thing, is she said over and over that she regrets what she did, that she loved her mother. I mean, obviously, the fact that she stayed with her mother for all those years knowing that she was living a lie would show you that. And it's just really disrespectful, the way that they're acting. Like, this is all just a big meme, or it's all from a movie. Like, she played Gypsy in a movie, and it's not a real story.
It is the desensitization of the culture coming headlong with this very, very real case. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Corey Anderson said, Mary, can you have your brother as a guest? I want to hear childhood embarrassing stories of you. LOL. I will not be doing that.
I could have told you that one, ladies and gentlemen. That was never going to happen.
No. He also said, Brett, the shorter you are, the better you fit in places.
Well, all right then.
S. Mills said, I'm over 6 foot. If I hang upside down for an hour, does that count? That doesn't sound healthy.
Do 2 more. Let's get a third crisis.
Sir Rango Productions said, SMH, that's not even Scrabble. It's bananagrams, LOL.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And 1 more.
Disco Jensen said, I'm 6'2", but I tell people I'm 5'11" to hurt the people who are 5'10" that claim 6 foot. Wait,
yeah.
What?
Hell yeah. That's really
Is
really
this
funny.
what they call boy math?
That must be boy math.
That must be that new boy math they're talking about.
Let's hold off on the... Yeah, I guess the men rounding up their heights would be a good example of boy math, I suppose. All right, Mary, what the hell's going on with Summer Rae?
Summer Rae is an influencer. She does fitness content. She shows her body a lot on Instagram, to put it simply. And she recently tweeted an announcement about her personal life, which never needed to be made public information. She said, "I've fallen in love with celibacy. So if you want to date me, we're waiting till marriage."
Well, here I was thinking celibacy was a person.
She also added, "To anyone being annoying in the comments about my body count, I actually have a very, very, very low body count and only have slept with guys I've been in a serious relationship with. I've never had a one-night stand and have always had a 3-month rule. Thank you very much. Kissy emoji."
I like the idea that the guy she's dating, they're just like literally they have like a calendar out and they're just like 3 months. How many of those like did she extract stuff from and then break up the 2 months and 30 days?
I just think if you need to state it that strongly that you have a low body count, you might be overcompensating for something. I said maybe the number of varies that she puts before low body count
All different guys.
would equivalent to one guy. So very, 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 very low body count.
So
I'm sure.
So she's got 3 or 4 guys. Look, there's nothing wrong on its face to the idea of loving the idea of celibacy, but it's that desire that we have as a culture to share it with the world.
Why on earth did she need to announce this to millions of people when it would only concern one person, her future husband?
And also, I do want to point out that this is where, I'm sorry, where the world is unfair, that if you were posting photos that did not show so much of your body, again, I don't have a problem with you showing your body at all. That's perfectly fine. The problem is that perceptions do affect how, perceptions matter. And when you post things like that, a lot of people are going to make the assumption that you're a more sexually active person than you actually are. I don't think that's unreasonable of people to do so.
Well, there's something very schizophrenic about this mindset that people have. They think that in real life, they're one person, and then on the internet, they can just adopt an entirely different persona. Yeah. So she believes that in her personal life, she can be celibate and really value her chastity and modesty and all of these things. But then on the internet, she can show her butt cheeks on Instagram, and nobody should find a connection between the two. And that is entirely stupid.
It's the Ryan Long skit. He goes, I never assume anything about people. And he goes around, he goes up to like an old lady walking through, he goes, "Are you a rap artist?" Like he's like, even though I get mugged all the time, I never make assumptions about anyone, which is just stupid. Like right. Assumptions happen for a reason. This is very, very normal. And look, on one hand, it also would make things probably difficult for her if she had never said anything about this, right? And then she did post the content, but then was always like this in private. There probably would be a lot of guys who would be unhappy with finding out that she was so, stingy with it.
I mean, I would say most guys wouldn't have a problem with the fact that she had sex with previous boyfriends. The thing that they would have a problem with is the fact that her body is all over social media.
Yeah.
That would go, I would guess that is, I mean, we haven't called the, International Consensus Bureau of Men. We can't phone that in right now. But if I had to guess what the average guy would think, they would think her Instagram is a far bigger problem than her body count that is so very, very, very low.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And yeah, it says a lot that she felt the need to project this to her followers for whom it should have no concern.
I guess it speaks to the disassociation between how people perceive their internet persona and their real life, where normally your real world should in a lot of ways mirror your personal life, or at least you'd think that the outward signs of what you share with the world would portray a more accurate version of who you are as a person, in private. But for people on social media, that's pretty not true. And I guess I can understand it because that's just part of the culture that we live in now, especially for people who make a living with like somebody like her whose beauty is such an important part of who she is. And she is absolutely beautiful. She's a beautiful woman, but I don't find the audience to be the problem that they made these assumptions. I think that that's rational.
Yeah. I think that society definitely took a turn for the worse when we stigmatized judging a book by its cover. It's a life skill. Judging people based on what they present and what they project to the world, based on how they dress, the things they post on social media, even the little things like, you know, when you interact with someone in person, judging a book by its cover will actually tell you truths about their character. It doesn't tell you everything, but it does tell you something. And she clearly thinks that being almost naked on Instagram has nothing to do with her sexual morality. And it's unfortunate that she needed to be in a string of toxic relationships that have failed to realize that it was a mistake for her to sleep with men who have not made a commitment to her. Because if we lived in a healthy society, she would have had guidance from her parents, from her church, from her community, from her friends to tell her that that was a bad idea all along. But like most women these days, they weren't offered any alternative to complete sexual liberation. And that's really sad, because if it's the path of least resistance for most people. They didn't give it a second thought. And then now, Summer Rae, who is 27 years old, like clockwork, she realizes, well, I actually do want commitment from a man. I do want to have a lifelong husband. I want to start a family. I want to be a wife. And never was that presented to her as something aspirational.
Well, the real question is she going to change her outward persona to match what she claims for wanting in her personal life? My guess would be no.
If she does, great. Consistency is great.
Consistency matters.
But I highly doubt that will be the case, because she makes so much money and gets so much notoriety just based off of her appearance.
Also, I'm sorry, but a lot of guys who are under this assumption that she has, like, we've been operating under the premise that she doesn't have the large amount of men that she's slept with. Again, I don't even like necessarily talking about it, because it's first of all, it's such a private topic, but she made it public, so I guess it's fair to speculate.
She put it on the table for discussion.
It's fair to speculate, but like a lot of guys are gonna be like, so I have to wait now? A lot of guys that they're not going to want to.
It strikes them as absolutely ridiculous.
And it's going to be, they're going to feel like, so what's wrong with me? So.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think that position is unfair either.
What do you think of the concept of being a born again virgin then? I mean, she didn't put it in those words, but that's what a lot of people are commenting here.
Sure. If you don't make it to public, if you don't use it for clout points online, sure, I guess.
I mean, who is
and
this
you better
for?
and you better be honest about the born again part to the person you're with, to allow them to make a value judgment on whether that matters to them. You shouldn't be lying and saying I'm a virgin when you clearly aren't.
Yeah, I remember that when I was talking about this on the Whatever podcast, a lot of the guys in that audience did not like what I had to say, because it calls for a higher standard from the men as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They don't want to be called to a higher standard. And you know what? That's fine, but stay in your own league. Stay in the leagues of the women who don't care about their chastity then.
I mean, this tends to be one of the things that comes up a lot when we talk about like the OnlyFans models and stuff like yes, I mean, again, me and you have different viewpoints on this, which is that I tend to be very live and let live with these things. But I do believe that if you are of the opinion that it should go away and that it's a problem if you're a guy, then it's on the men to destroy the economy from needing to exist by not participating in it. But that's not going anywhere, because if we've learned anything from history, it's that sexuality is one of the easiest things in the world to market, and it's recession proof. It's never going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It never has. And that I feel bad in a lot of ways for the people who do have that stronger moral stance on it, because I do believe it's a losing battle. I don't think it's something that can be won, especially as we become a lonelier culture than we've ever been, a more physically disconnected culture than we've ever been. As we connect more digitally and far less in the real world, these economies aren't going anywhere. And for those who are dead set against it, they're fighting a battle that's not just uphill, but I believe unwinnable. So
the demand and the supply is not going to go away.
It's in too great a demand.
But to be fair, she's not a
she's not
sex worker.
No,
she's just a run-of-the-mill Instagram model that...
Here's the thing, like, that's not just that. I'm saying that, like, when they say sex sells, it doesn't always necessarily mean porn. It means that we talk about this all the time. She's actually a good example. It's like, look, no, I don't want ugly people on modeling. I don't want to see fat models. I want to see Summer Rae models. I do. Right? So like that economy isn't going anywhere.
Sure.
The question is do those models want to also then live by other virtues that run, that don't run parallel with what their personal life is?
Yeah.
And it's weird. All of this stuff is very incongruous, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to fix this problem, but for her, I just think not having mentioned it would have been maybe the better thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, over the weekend, did you see these a couple of videos from TikTok that were making the rounds? There were these women who decided to, one of them made a PowerPoint presentation on all of the dates and relationships that she went on in 2023, and then the other girl took a video of herself in the mirror every time that she was about to go on a date. She said who it was, where they were going. And that girl, she dated like upwards of, 12 guys or something. Mm-hmm. The girl with the PowerPoint presentation talked about basically just a string of failed situationships and felt sorry for herself the whole time. And the captions were to the tune of, "Women are barely sentient." And my response to it is the same thing I said about Summer Rae. It's just a sad case. It's a symptom of a larger problem in society that women are not being offered a better, more appealing alternative than sexual liberation.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even occur to them that there's something better out there.
They never even thought of it as a possibility.
Right. Because, I mean, their parents are failing them. Their cultures are failing them. We live in such a degenerate culture. And I don't want to just join in on bashing Summer Rae. Like, I want to be clear. Redemption is available for everyone. And as a Christian, I mean that wholeheartedly. Redemption is available for everyone. God's forgiveness is available for everyone who seeks it. But God's forgiveness is not synonymous with freeing yourself of the worldly consequences of the mistakes you've made in life as an adult. So you have to, seek forgiveness from God. That's the only one who can give it to you. But, don't seek to free yourself from the consequences of what you've done wrong. You can only own what you've done and move forward.
Do a lot of people mistake those two, that asking for forgiveness and receiving forgiveness is also going to make them get them away, get them out of the things that they've created for themselves?
Yeah. And you might also think, like, at least if you're calling it a born again virgin situation, you might think that you also deserve forgiveness from someone that you hurt. But you can't expect that from someone who is imperfect.
That's a core tenet of recovery, right? Is you can try to make amends with people, but one of the things that you have to come to terms with yourself is that amends may not be available to you. Not everybody may be willing to forgive you for what you've done to them.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I wish Summer Rae the best. I mean, it looks like if she is shifting her ideas about sexual morality, she's moving in the right direction, but she shouldn't have gone to the internet for validation about it, because this is what was going to happen all along. The internet does not forgive. The internet does not forget. And, they don't like to see people improving themselves. So something so private should remain information between her and her future husband, who she is waiting for.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. I do think that's a good thing, but it doesn't mean that you can ignore the fact that you made mistakes in the past.
All right. Let's go to Super Chats.
Joe Watland said, "Remember, Brett, the next time you renew your driver's license, you can grow 2 or 3 inches taller."
I would never do that. Okay, so I also used to, so my eyes are 2 different colors, and they didn't have an option, at least back in the day. I never thought they had an option to put that on there. So I just put blue, even though neither of my eyes is blue. And in the chat, somebody says the big book for AA is based on Christianity. Yes. One of the things about recovery for me was I didn't go through AA or NA, I went through a program that was called Health Realization. It was different. They did similar meeting styles and stuff like that, but they had like different versions of it where you can get the more religious version of AA, or they have a more secular version of it that you can participate in as well, depending on your feelings about religion.
It's a high interpretation of the higher power thing.
Yeah, like a lot of people, like if you find somebody who's hostile to religion, maybe early on in the recovery, bombarding them with such things in the less secular version isn't necessarily the best way to get them working towards recovery earlier on, and stuff like that.
When Tinder asks for your height, do you have to do an ID verification?
I've never used a dating app, but somebody in the chat could maybe let us know. Do they like make you stand next to a...
They probably should to avoid catfish accounts. Demo said, do you think that there should be repercussions for misinfo spreading, such as in the case of Ruffalo? What do you think that would look like? Maybe based on follower count? I don't know.
Nope. Free speech is free speech. It's our job to not be... It's their job to not be idiots, but it's also our job to not be idiots and fall for it.
But they would compare it to screaming fire in a crowded theater, right? The digital way of doing so.
I don't even know how I feel about that.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm pretty bullish. I'm pretty steadfast on free speech. So,
Ryan Kennel said Halle Bailey's Baby is named after the All That Remains song. Of course. Banger, by the way. Check it out.
Of course. Let's get a third crisis party, guys. Come on.
Dr. Plati said it was not mall Santa. It was a Santa at a pet shop set up for donations for the rescue we adopted our dogs from. The boy was terrified of Santa without me.
Oh.
Yeah, because kind of looks human, but it doesn't smell human,
Yep.
Kilo Bravo said, every time I hear Mary say she's not familiar with something we Xers or elder millennials know, all I hear is the, I'm just a baby, toddler, YouTube short, same name, worth the referential lookup. Okay, I've heard Phil quote that very accurately. 200 Watt Studio said Sheer Davis is real and the leader of Comicsgate.
If Sheer is Shane, then yeah, I love. Look, I was on Friday with them again, and it's so much fun to watch everybody get drunk when you're sober. And as everybody gets increasingly more tipsy, and I realize how insane I really am sometimes, because I'm like, yeah.
So it's fun on stream, but is it fun to be the guy at the party who's not drinking?
No, but I'm also just really bad at being social. So it was fun. It was a good time. I always enjoy that.
Disco Jensen said, I don't care until a Joy hologram can light my cigarette. AI is doom until then.
There you go.
Well, it might not be far off. We'll see. Shane H. Wilder said ethical porn is not a thing. It does not exist.
I'm sure they consider it a thing. I'm sure. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that
stupid people think so.
I'm saying that the term is something that will absolutely be used as marketing towards women. I'm sure men don't give a crap if your porn is ethical.
Non-monogamy.
Yes, men don't give a crap whether your porn is ethical.
No,
for the most part.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Oh no, there is a women's summit and they dress like women. Whatever will we do when women are dressing like women and men are dressing like men?"
Crazy.
Yeah, it really offended Jodie Foster. John Baert said, 8:30 a.m., been up all night partying. # justice for John.
I don't know who John is, but Mocha ain't getting no justice.
Who? 200 Watt Studio said Ricky Lake should play Gypsy.
I don't know about that. I still think Catherine Hahn, but Catherine Hahn is too old.
Bucky Ducky said, Mary, since Brett won't do it, how many super chats for you to kiss a duck? I would be really scared to kiss a duck. Don't they get aggressive?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think there are any amounts for me to do that. Sorry.
And one more.
Corey Anderson said, Mary, what is your favorite All That Remains song? I don't have one because I don't listen to All That Remains. Phil knows that. He's not offended.
All right, guys.
I think I told Phil, I like things that are like All That Remains adjacent, like, but not you. But it's okay. He doesn't take it personally.
All right, guys. Before we go, would you hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. We got one more here from Shane H. Wilder. Says AA was started by Sister Ignatia. Her fellow sisters poured more than 6,000 cups of coffee at her wake.
Based.
It's a lot of coffee right there.
That was one caffeinated wake.
That is.
Get it? Wake?
I got it. All right. Before we go, hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Please, guys, share these videos with your friends. We are past 94,000 subscribers. We're working our way to 100,000. We are so very grateful for that. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Mary, where can they find you?
We've got one more from Bucky Ducky. He said, ducks are not aggressive. All my ducks are chill. Does that mean you're offering to ship your duck here? I don't know, man. It's very far-fetched. Anyway, you can send me validation on Instagram at MaryArchived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also MaryArchived. We have another from Corey Anderson. Said, just listening to this calling once.
Maybe sing just listen to.
Listen to this calling? Yep. Okay, I'll give All That Remains a try.
We got one more in the chat from Aquaman 2 couldn't even crack Black Adam with, I can't read the rest of it there. He says, Brett and Mary, watch Night Swim. No, based on all the reviews, I'm not going to see Night Swim. I might. We are going to see Mean Girls on Wednesday. I'm dreading every bit of it to see a Mean Girls musical.
Are you going to wear pink with me?
No.
It's on a Wednesday. That's the meme.
I'm not doing that.
I feel like I shouldn't wear pink to the bastard child of Mean Girls because it's just, it would be blasphemous almost.
I'm not doing that. I will say that I may go see The Beekeeper on Thursday, but I'm not 110% sure of that yet. We got a couple more here, Mary.
I don't see
Shane H. Wilder says, cue the drum rim shot for Mary's joke. Yep.
Yeah.
And one more here from Bucky Ducky says, yeah, geese are effing mean. They are loving to their flock on their owners, but man, are they mean to everyone else.
They're scary.
Yep.
They have sharp teeth.
All right. Andrina says, Brett, it's Wednesday. You should wear pink. I'm not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Do you even own pink?
I have no pink clothes. I don't believe I own any pink clothes.
You can take one of your white shirts.
I didn't even
and put it in the wash with a red sock.
I didn't even like the idea of pink being part of this show's color scheme early on. I don't like it.
I'm happy that it's here.
Look,
I like it.
I lived through the real men wear pink phase, and it was not a good time for American society. It was not. It was bad. All right, guys. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twix at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. Please go and check out Colonel Kurtz's YouTube channel. She was here on Friday. Me and her stream every Monday night as well, so be sure to go over there and check that out. We will be on at 9 p.m. tonight. Also, remember that the show is here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. And if you'd like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook and TikTok at popculturecrisis, Instagram at popculturecrisisPod. Guys, we'll be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
One more from Shane H. Wilder says, "Wear Celeste, the opposite of pink." I don't even know what that is, but I'm not wearing that either. I'm probably gonna wear black like I always do. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow,
bye.
guys. Later.